Welcome to this edition of Security Bridge with Bosinde live online. And today we're going to be looking at security away from the police. That's security away from the police. Security away from the police. Now, when you say security away from the police, what are we talking about? What are we talking about when we say security away from the police? We mean today you're going to understand the need for you and what you can do outside of the police for you to stay safe. Last week, we also looked at can a policeman search your mobile phone? And we were able to discover that no, they can't search your mobile phone, but these are the reasons for which they search your mobile phone. Today, we're looking at security away from the police. Stay tuned because in this edition, we're going to be telling you security measures that you can practice on your own away from the police. We're also going to be telling you the supposed original position of the police that the police are supposed to perform and what the police should be meant for if you play a role. So, again, welcome to Security Bridge. My name is Ambassador Bosinde. I'm a security activist and your host, and we are going to be having a swell time. Layman definitions of our keywords from our topic. Our topic today is security away from police. Now, security to the layman is the protection of lives and property, while policing has to do with, these are the words that plays around it, guiding. But we are looking at generally the police. You know, we have police, we have the Nigerian police and all of that. So their job is to protect the protection of lives and property. That's the job of the Nigerian police. So every other police on earth. Now, when you look at these keywords, you now realize that there is need for police, but they must not be on uniform. There is always need for police, but they don't have to be on uniform. For example, in your family, in a family, there's a policeman. In a city, there's a policeman. There's a policeman in a country, there's a policeman. Are the police in the family, and they may not even be members of the police. Police force roles that members of the public can perform. So in a family, the mother and the father most times are the security officers in that family, and that is what ensures that the daughters, the sons, that is your father ensures that your kid as he can, they advise you, and then they discipline you. You are not doing well. They discipline you, and they are the police in your family. You understand? Now, in your community, there are police. The essence of different units, such as age grade. The essence of this age grade is do's and don'ts. What policing is all about. Standard. Now that then we have there are now the church is one of the major policing agency away from the police. How? Rules What does the church do? How they think. Directly. That we have penalty for those of us that our character. Now, the difference and the is so that punishment. I hope the audio is coming out well. Hitches, and so we're trying. Because if the audio is not coming out well, it's going to affect us. So please just bear with me for some few seconds. Let's try to get the audio in check and in view and ensure that the audio we have is fine. Okay, so for this edition, I may have to make do with put it. Don't worry, put it. I may have to make do with. I may have to make do with this audio. Yes, this audio is perfect. So can we please make do with this one? All right, thank you, please. All right, let's continue. Don't worry, for today we're going to manage this other audio. So thank you. By next edition with this. Okay. All right. So now we're back. Now moving forward, the church is one major security away from the police. So as I was saying, in the church, for those of us that are Christians, the Bible guides police our life. So when you make mistake in line with the standard that is in the Word of God, which is the Bible, you realize that your punishment might not be physically given to you. There is a belief that your punishment is spiritual, except you amend your ways and come back to God. You understand me? Now, that is the difference between policing that are away from the police. Because if you make a mistake and maybe, for example, you lie to a law enforcement officer, or you lying has its own punishment in Nigerian law. You will be charged accordingly. You understand me? And they may not forgive you. They may have to charge you to prison, and then you may have to go deep. You understand? So, number one. So this is a difference between policing now. Then the religious angle also has a strong hold of the people. For example, I put it to Nigerians that if a pastor or a Muslim imam or a religious leader, let's say a religious leader with high followers, give his people instruction and government give them another instruction. If government say do not come out today and the church tells you come out today, I put it to Nigerians that people will come out. Even if you are going to arrest them and kill them, people will still come out. Now, why will they come out? They will come out because they believe that the spiritual, which is the religious area, has more to offer them than the government. All over the world, religious form of policing has more hold on the public more than the police. You understand me? So it's important that people begin to explore these other angles of security. But there is actually security away from the police. If your mother tells you what to do, you will do it. If the government say everybody should wash their face in the morning, and your mother say don't wash your face this morning, or your pastor say don't wash your face this morning, people will not wash their face. So people have more hold to other forms of security, such as the religious security. Then another one is tribal form of security. There is tribal form of security. For example, in some community, they have some laws. There are some places, some lands, some traditional form of policing. For example, in some lands, if you rape someone, there is a kind of internal punishment for you, or an immediate punishment for you from the land. You understand me? So there's a people that their culture does not tolerate rape. Their culture does not tolerate stealing. In some communities, if you steal, you may be banished. If you rape somebody, you may be extincted. You may sometimes be killed, depending on the crime. It's just that now most traditional laws does not involve murder again, because government has taken that over as capital punishment, no matter who perpetrates it. Whether the person is guilty or not, you're supposed to try him in a court. Now, but what I'm saying is that all these forms of policing are all policing. The community has their role to police you. A community can look at you and say, you are not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. What the community is trying to do is to police you. Now, this policing are away from the police. The challenge we're having in Nigeria is that the government has not fully explored the religious form of policing as well as the traditional form of policing. Now, when I mean by religious form, the only place the Nigerian government has gained some little success in form of religious policing and traditional policing is in the northern part of Nigeria. In the northern part of Nigeria, they have the Sharia law. Now, the Sharia law has their own religious laws. So if you go to the north, you understand that you have to keep to a certain lifestyle, which is the Sharia law. You don't have to drink alcohol. You understand me? You don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. Now, those laws does not apply in the southern part of Nigeria, but they apply in the northern parts, because the north is mostly of the Muslim people. Now, because of that, this traditional and religious form of policing is one of the reasons why the north is strong together. It's because they tend to be bound by a religious traditional form of policing. So the job of the Nigerian police in the north is limited to major crimes, because the little crime is misdemeanors and all other small offenses. The traditional laws and the religious law has already taken care of them, leaving the police to focus on more important things. And that is why during the end SARS time and during the SARS era in Nigeria, when the SARS was still functioning, there was no news of SARS having to shoot somebody or escort someone in the north. Why? Because their religious form of security, their religious form of policing in the north was so strong that even the police could not extort or ride on anybody's unnecessarily. Why? Because the traditional and the religious law were very strong. So, but in the south here, the traditional and religious law are not strong. They have been overtaken by a lot of elements. You understand me? They have been in the south, the traditional and religious laws are not very strong. They have been overtaken by politics. Because of politics and the need to undo your brother and your sister, people have sold their birthright. You see, members of churches are having issues to the point of going to police stations, and religious and traditional issues, land issues, everything, they go to police, go to government. Even the ones they should not go to the police, they still go to the police. So by all these actions, they sold out their traditional and their religious form of policing. Because the religions in the south, such as Christianity and otherwise, their job is to police you. Now, the reason why a lot of young people who are Christians still have a moral of behaving well, irrespective of how the system rewards illegality, is because of religious policing. The churches have been able to instill a way of life into the people, both in their dressing and in their look. And now these people have to dress and behave in line with the standard that is accepted by their religious organization. And that is why we still have some young men who are still under control. And every day more are still coming to be under that control. Now, moving forward, there is need for the government to begin to partner and instill different forms of family, traditional, and religious policing. This policing is one of the areas that the government will explore for the current insecurity in Nigeria. If the government explore the family front, where parents have to calm their children down, control their children from behaving, this is not police, but parents. Parents doing their policing away from the police. Parents doing security away from the police. When this begins to happen, you realize we'll have stable security, because every man and woman perpetrating any kind of crime has a mother or a father. Even if they don't have a mother or a father, they have somebody they listen to. So when we have family security, where parents or father figures in the society take responsibility of securing the communities or the families, you realize that there will be lesser crime, because there will not be need for people that will go out to commit crime, because there will be needs in the bog, and the bog is their family. You understand me? Now, moving forward, if the government go ahead to also partner with traditional security and begin to restore certain standard of traditional security, where if someone steals in a community, the community has laws that will be supported. Where if someone maybe rapes another person, or if there is a rape committed in the land should have certain functions, certain form of punishment, and the government supports this punishment. You know, when the government supports this traditional form of security, you'll find out there will be lesser security challenges, because if you misbehave and perpetrate certain kind of crimes and evil against the land by those custodians of the land and you find more effective than the police. Now we can have lesser crime is if government will partner with religious organizations and religious organizations such as churches, mosques, and all, where if the laws of the church are supported and the churches are given privileges to handle certain issues, where pastors, general overseers of registered and recognized churches pastors don't have a voice when they go to the police station. But if government begin to recognize the facts and the role of religious bodies in security, the first thing to do is to give pastors, general overseers, head of churches some privileges to handle cases. If cases of the same members of a church come, the cases should first be referred back to the church for a form of judgment, and where the church will now write to the police. You understand? If there's a case of an issue maybe involving two members that has led to policing, I trust they are watching. Though I'm not getting my own book fluctuating here, but if there are cases where where two members of a church have issues, and they can refer them back to the church they belong to first for settlement. You understand me? And then let the church settle and write to the police. If you begin to do this, people will begin to respect the church. Already they respect the church standard, but you give the church a better privilege of helping to curb insecurity in the society. That's one. Now, I have been talking about this for quite some time now, and let me now digress and talk about in the next few minutes, the next 5 minutes, talk about other things that you can do, other things you can do to also support your own security away from the police rather. Now, number one is street security. Now, I'm giving us security tips for those who wants to be part. I'm giving us security tips to advise you on how to be part of your own security away from the policing. Now, what I mean is I'm giving you security tips that does not involve the Nigerian police, that involves directly you, so that you can be part of your own security. Number one is street security. Be part of security plans in your streets, support the initiatives, contribute in your time and funds when necessary, and attend security meetings in your village. This means you should also be vigilant around your streets and your environment. Make sure you are updated on a regular basis what goes on around you. That way, you can help secure yourself. For example, a lot of streets in Rivers State has a fence. It's not the police that put that fence, it's the street owners, it's the landlords associations that put up those fences. Now, these are also securities away from security. Be part of it if they are doing that, contribute money and do what you have to do. Another one is going home early. With the current security situation in Nigeria, it's important for you to go home early. It's important for you to go home early. Why? So that you will not be victim of attacks or late night criminal activities, especially in those states where you have curfew. Currently, there is a federal government 12 to 4 a.m. curfew. So obey these procedures and make sure you go home early, so that you can spend time with your family instead of being. A lot of people are driving and they don't care to know the vehicles behind them. So it's important within these sections and this time that as you are driving, you know the vehicles that are behind you. These vehicles behind you, monitor them. Monitor as much as 5 vehicles behind you. If you have this understanding, you realize that most people that have been kidnapped or robbed and attacked, they have been trailed severally to their houses. Their routine has been monitored and managed. But if you can trace and always monitor the vehicle behind you as you drive, you will know the one that is trailing you, and you will be able to discard them or make reports where necessary or do away with them one way or the other. Now that brings me to the next one. Make sure you gather information about what is going on and security issues about your environment. Avoid taking one route regularly. Even if there is one way to your house, always share the route. Do not take one every day. Share the route, and you find out that you're just safe. Another one is we have a lot of traffic for those who are in Rivers State, Nigeria, Lagos State, Nigeria, and some other commercial cities in Nigeria. There is a lot of traffic this period of insecurity because everybody is rushing to get to where they are going to, especially in the evening during the close of work and in the morning. Now, it's important that you use Google Map, especially when you are going home in the night, to navigate, to know where there is security challenge and where there is no security challenge. Use Google Map to also know where there is traffic. Google Map has a way of showing you areas that has traffic at the moment. So always use Google Map too. It will, Google Map will also tell you what to do. Now, another one is, okay, I've seen some couple of persons here. And wow. Wow. Okay, that's Esther.
and the voice is breaking. Then another one you could do is give your security guard or gate man current orientation. Make sure you give your gate man some current orientation that they can use, so that with the update and with the current security issues, things are changing. So always update your security guard and update your gate man on current standards of operation. Sometimes you change your security measures and then you change again to keep updating them on what they can do and how they can do it. Then ensure your vehicle papers are complete so that you can avoid embarrassment from security agencies. You see, now that way you can avoid having issues. Another one is listening to news more. Always listening to news. A lot of persons play music day in and day out. In the current security situation in Nigeria, it's important you learn to listen to radio stations that give you updates on news and make sure you are updated on the current situation in your environment. And then another thing is to check daily security reports. When you want to leave in the morning, make sure you check a daily security report before you go out to know what is happening. And though I may not, I'm going to be saying this, always pray. Pray. When you wake up in the morning, kneel down and pray. Thank your God for life and pray. Commit that day into his hands. And when you pray, the next one to be physically and spiritually sensitive. Learn how to listen to your instinct. Your instinct is an inner security measure that works to protect you. And your instinct has a way of relating with your known. That way, it gives you a kind of body feeling for situations. It moves you to do things, such as not going to a place, such as leaving a place. So if you can learn how to listen to your instinct and your inner man, you will realize that most times you will leave a scene before crime is committed. You understand? And that one is talk less in public, especially about sensitive issues. Now there are issues of agitation and other security challenges. Talk less about these issues. Do not be part of public discussion. For example, there is issue of Niger Delta Republic, issue of Biafra, issue of Oduduwa Republic, issue of this Nigeria division and this. Those are very sensitive discussions that you should not be having in a bus. This discussion can cause you to lose your life. This discussion can cause you a problem of national security. This discussion can make you lose your life. So learn how to mind your business, especially in public vehicle, in crowded environments. Mind your business. Be a good listener now and don't talk, except you are around private and trusted person. Even at that, it's advisable not to talk. It's advisable not to talk, to just hold yourself. Now, the last one I'm going to be sharing before we round up for today is drink water and mind your business. Drink a lot of water and mind your business. Example. Drink water and mind your business. All right, for those of you who would like to get security tips, this is the Ambassador Bosinde Personal Security Tips album. It has different security tips all over it. It has personal security tips, children's security tips, family security tips, and other forms of security tips. It has the control room numbers of all the police control room numbers in Nigeria. So if you have this CD, you have an asset. You can hit us up on the message box if you want a copy of this CD. Also, due to the nature of security situation, we are going out now to talk to people about security issues. We go to churches when they invite us, companies, and then we talk to them about security issues and then how they can cope and how to solve these issues. Okay, so you can also hit us up if you want us to come talk in your church or in your organization. Now, for churches and religious organizations, we don't have a charge we give to them. They just take care of logistics and honorarium. You understand me? So you just come and then call on us, and we're going to be there to talk to you about security. And then for those of you that have gatemen, drivers, housemaid, and staffs, I will advise you hit up Josinde Consultant Services. They are a HRO and a security consulting company. You can hand over your gateman to them or your security guard, or you can also hand over your mates to them. They can do background checks so that you can know who you are staying with, as well as manage your people for you. Okay? All right, so it's been a ride. If you want to hit us up, my numbers are all there. You see my number 0803-945-6424. My social media handles are there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Bosinda Live. Okay. You can also follow us all of this platform, and then you can hit us up and we'll give you a reply. If you have security questions, kindly come to us and we'll talk to you about them. All right, so it's been a pleasure hanging out with you today. And on Friday, I'm going to be live with Mr. Young Ayo Tamuno. He's the National Orientation Agency Rivers State Chairman. So we are going to be talking. We're going to be talking on Friday. I'm going to be live on their own live program. And then, so you also join the National Orientation Agency. I'm going to be live with them. And then we're going to be discussing on Friday. All right. So thank you so much. My name is Ambassador Bosinde. Nice to be with you today. See you again next Wednesday. But before then, on Sunday, we are having the security bridge with Bosinde live at Golden Tulip Hotel. Don't fail to come there. 3 o'clock. We start, 4 o'clock the event will start properly, 3 o'clock arrival, 4 o'clock the event will start, 6 o'clock we close. Now, Security Bridge is holding at Golden Tulip Hotel, number 1 CF off Crescent, off Evero Jari Phase 2. So big shout out to our partners, Golden Tulip Hotel, Josinde Consultant Services Limited, for this edition of Security Bridge with Bosinde. We look forward to more. Thank you. My face is blurred.